Easy morning, folks. I got this package here in the mail. Some guys wrote me and want to know if I would do a review of their product. It's called SuperClean, and they told me they'd send me a hat and some products and a t-shirt. So they did. SuperClean, tough task cleaner and degreaser. They got quite a few products here. First one is SuperClean. It's a pretty big bottle, 32 fluid ounces. It's about a quart. Looks like it's got a good heavy trigger mechanism on it, so they didn't go cheap there. Here's another one. This is all wheel cleaner. Looks like something might have leaked there, but same deal here. It's got a super good trigger on it, and a little brochure. So it looks like they got a floor absorbent, wheel cleaner. I don't know what that can is, and all wheel cleaner, floor absorbent, and aerosol can, a foaming trigger. This has got some product on it. Here. And another page here. Looks like you can get it at AutoZone and several different places. And here's where you can get this stuff at. Looks like Ace Hardware, Advance, Amazon, AutoZone, Lair's, Do It Best, never heard of them, Fleet and Farm, Lowe's, we got those. Napa, of course, we have. O'Reilly, we have. True Value, Walmart, Pep Boys, we have. So anyway, there's where you can get the stuff, and here's their Easy Spray aerosol can. It's a big can, 17 ounces. What else we got in the box here? Just another, looks like a decal or something. Well, something leaked in the box. It wasn't very bad. So here's our three things. Look like the wheel cleaner must have leaked. We've got an aerosol can, an all-wheel cleaner, SuperClean, dissolves grime and rust. So yeah, sent me a t-shirt and hat. So that was really nice of them. I guess they must have found that, probably felt sorry for me because everything I was working on was so dirty, and asked me if I'd do a review, so I'll do a review. And I've got some wheel right there on this old F100. By the way, I got a new headlight surround on it. And I'll just give this all wheel cleaner a shot on those wheels. I got one good one, and I got a couple that I cleaned with 409, and we'll see how well this does on top of the 409. Fair here, I didn't really put a lot of effort into cleaning on this wheel. I just sprayed some 409 on it and hit it with a rag. But We'll try Mr. Foamy Wheel Cleaner on it here. I didn't really read the instructions. Maybe I should have. But I'm just going for spray it on the wheel. It's coming out in a nice foam. And covers real good. It's got a really good nozzle on the thing here. Got it on and off. There's no real adjustment on it. So I'll read the instructions now and see how long I'm supposed to leave it on. It says one wheel at a time. Rinse the wheel thoroughly with cold water. I didn't do. Coat wheel from 6 inches. Allow foaming action to work for 30 seconds. Extremely dirty wheel. Agitate with soft brush or sponge and rinse wheel thoroughly. Alright. Well, I've had a lot more than 30 seconds on it. So we'll try wiping it off with a good rag and see what happens. Good rags, but I've got some shop towels here. And that should help. You see some pitting right in here. And here on the wheel, it's doing a pretty good job. It seems to be cleaning off pretty good. This is here inside the cutouts, and these really I didn't clean very good at all, but it seems to be taking it off pretty good. And for Mr. SuperClean, sorry about the camera work. Well, here's my rag. I took quite a bit of dirt out. That's for sure. Some of these kind of grungy places, it looks like it's taken off the surface. This bad one right here, you know, a little more wiping on it. It cleaned it off. I can smell ammonia or something. So it's got some kind of chemicals in it. And after it set a while here on this place, oh yeah, it brought the shine right back to that wheel. You can kind of see it shine there. The same thing here. So anyway, that's another first thing, and now it says to rinse it with clean water, and I'll get some water and do that. I just got a little pan here, clean t-shirt. Oh yeah, the water's really taking the rest of it off nice. It left a kind of a, well, I can't tell if it was this stuff or something else. Left residue. I got a raw spot in my hand here, burning a little. I don't know whether that's the chemicals in there. And these are pretty bad spots where I'm rubbing. It looks like it's working really good. I don't know if I'm probably rinse with water and hose might be better. But I think a wet rag is just as good. Yeah, it seems to be doing real good. It's a fairly clean t-shirt. I just used it to wipe Bondo dust off. And go to a little bit of the dry side. Try polishing this a little more right here. Well, I can see the shine coming through the wheel. It wasn't very good before, but it took most all of that stuff off of there. There's some part right near where it had scratches and stuff. I didn't really try it on my lug nuts here. They're all rusty. I need to buy some more. But it's looks like it's taking rust off pretty good. This one's really rusty here. Let's see what it does. Oh yeah, took rust off of there real nice. Well, I can tell you for sure that I cleaned the wheel up a lot better. This up here on top, I didn't really do a lot too. And it's taken the rust off of the lug nuts, which is kind of amazing in itself. I don't know how fair a test this was on this one tire, but I'm pleased with the way it turned out. I can see that the shine is actually coming back into the aluminum. When I first got these wheels, they were really bad. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna actually clean that aluminum up enough to shine. So I'm not don't know too much about comparing this to other wheel cleaners, but for everything that I know, sprayed it on, let it work 30 seconds and wiped it off. Did a hell of a good job. So I don't know. Yeah, from back here it looks real good. It definitely brought a shine to it. And here's another wheel, and it was basically in the same shape. There's no shine to it at all. Oh yeah, from here I can really see it put a lot of shine in that wheel. So I have to give that an A+ for that. I'll try it on this back wheel and see what it does. I'll just make this video over several days and then we'll put them all together. Here's Mr. 2-barrel carburetor. Put It's still got some gas in it, and I got a carburetor kit here. I did soak this at one point in time in carburetor cleaner. I didn't really clean it up all that well, but I'll probably do it again. And I've got some SuperClean product there. It's supposed to remove grease and stuff. Might be a good time to try it on this carburetor before I take it apart. I'll do that. I'll just make a little demo of SuperClean. They're supposed to be removes grease super easy, super fast, and we'll see. It's definitely just a greasy carburetor. I'm spraying it down with this stuff. And the instructions say rinse thoroughly and dry as needed. So looks like it's melting the grease off of this old carburetor body pretty good. Now this was in the bath of carburetor cleaner at one point. But I didn't really, looks like it's really cleaning up the outside good. This is allowing time to dissolve grease and grime. I don't know how much time you're supposed to allow, but it looks like it's taking it off pretty good already. And definitely a greasy carburetor. So I'll just hose this off now and then blow it off of there and see what we got. Actually, did a really good job. I just took it out there to sink and cold water and a brush, and it took just about all the grease off of it. I didn't really scrub too well on it or anything. And one thing I noticed is that it took the grease right off of my hands. You can see there my fingers, the end of my fingers, made them really clean. A lot of this is oxidized aluminum, been baked on, but it definitely did a really good job of taking off the grease. So I'll just finish taking this carburetor apart and we'll put in this kit here and see what we got. Carburetor apart, and this is probably foamy. We'll see what this does. I got quite a bit of grease on the inside of the, not just an aerosol. Yeah, it's foamy. So I'm spraying Mr. Foam on it. You can see some of the corners I didn't get the first time. I think a good test of this stuff would be on a greasy motor. So I just foamed the carburetor up there. Hopefully this will get the the rest of this grease off. I'll let it set about 5 minutes and wash it with some water. Looks like the foam sticks pretty good compared to the squirt bottle. It's supposed to clean motors and stuff, so I've got a pretty greasy motor I can try it on. But for now, since I'm working on a carburetor, we'll just see if it gets some of this burn on grease stuff out of the carburetor barrels. Clean this old greasy carburetor up real nice. Even got the black dirt down in the ports. I just hit it with a harsh brush. I didn't really spend any time on it, but clean the carburetor up real good. Yeah, I don't know how well this camera's showing it, but this is with just a little bit of wiping. It's taking it out really well. The carburetor looks real nice on the body. It pretty much got everything off. It just took a few seconds. This stuff down in here is not really grease. That's a sort of oxidized aluminum or something. But I can just see with my fingernail it it's actually even loosened up that stuff there on the bottom. Yeah, a little bit of scraping there, and it even took all that stuff off. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I gave the wheel cleaner an A, and this degreasing stuff an A too. I sprayed some more on the top of the carburetor there. I'll let it set a little longer while I'm trying to put this thing back together, and I'll clean it and we'll see what the top looks like. And this was their spray foam stuff. Sticks on pretty good, and you can see where it hit the paper there. It's taking paint or whatever they put that stuff on there. It's taking that off of the box too. So I got it all over my hands. About all it did was clean it. I can feel it a little bit. I don't know whether it's gonna react with my hands or not, but it don't feel like it's bad. So as far as I'm concerned, it works really good. Other degreasers I've used, they seem to work okay, but they leave a greasy feeling after you're done. And this stuff seems to be taking it off pretty good and not leaving any residue. Now here's another little test of this SuperClean stuff. This is pretty heavy grease here. I had just taken paint thinner and kind of wiped this thing down. I didn't really try to get any of this grease around the outside. It's pretty thick. You can see what it is there. Yeah, just pure grease. So I squirt a little of this on that, and then just on the cover itself. I I think it'll degrease. I think that's tin or steel of some sort. Well, I'll let that soak a while and go out there to my big sink with a brush and try to clean it up. I've got another test here. I don't know if I'd even want to try that, but this has already been, I used engine degreaser on it and air pressure, and that's pretty thick grease, and it was leaking transmission fluid on it. I got the leak stopped, but this whole cross member here is just covered with grease. I might as well just give it a try. I don't have much faith that it's going to take that stuff off of there, because it's pretty bad all the way across. Like I said, I already hit it with regular engine degreaser and paint thinner and air, so the heavy stuff is off. I mean, it's still real heavy, but I'll just spray that on right now. I've got a hose here so I can probably get it off. And in this case, I'm going to use their spray can. Just putting a halfway good wet coat on it. And try the other side. After this will take off this heavy stuff, I'll be really impressed, because that's been on here for years. And like I said, I already hit all this with paint thinner and engine degreaser. Got some up here. I don't have any light, but I'm going to try to see if I can get it down there on that pan while I'm at it. Quite a bit here on the fuel pump. And the oil cleaner filter there. It had some left. I guess I better throw a piece of cardboard or something, because it's going to melt that grease and go straight to the ground on me. Oh, there it is. I just let it set maybe 5 minutes while I was spraying that cross member, and took it out with water and a parts brush. It completely took all the grease off there. Shines like a new penny. Actually, it's pretty amazing stuff. It looks like I've probably used about half a bottle. I put a lot on that front end over there, but it really works good. I mean, I didn't hardly take any labor at all with that parts brush just to go around it, and it just really shined it up. This is aluminum, I think. Feels like it. So I'm gonna hit this with that wheel cleaner. I know it really cleaned up the mag wheel. I got a feeling it'll do the same thing on this. It'll take all that corrosion off. So here's my before. Here's your SuperClean all wheel cleaner. It's a nice foamy stuff. I'll try not to waste it by putting it on a shiny spot. Yeah, why not? I'll just I foamed that down good. This is supposed to be was 60 seconds or something. It says 30 seconds. So I'll just let it sit a little while and just do the same thing. Take the clean rag out there and some water and see if it won't maybe a parts brush or something. But I can tell it's already starting to chew up some of that corrosion. I know it's made for wheels, but this is aluminum. It should have the same effect. We'll just let that set a while, and 30 seconds, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be 30 seconds, but I got a feeling if I let it soak a little longer, it'd probably do better. Mr. Air Cleaner. I don't remember what it looked like. It was a lot worse than that. And I just wiped it, squirted it down with a hose and wiped it with an old t-shirt. I'd say it took 60-70% of that corrosion off there at least. Looks nice. Long ways away from what it did in the beginning. I'll cut in a before and after picture here. It works surprisingly well. You can see down on the bottom there, it's still got a lot of water in it. I just hose it off. I don't even have good pressure here. And just kind of blew the water off with an air gun, but you can see it's took nearly all that rust off. I mean, all the grease. Some of it's on there really good and baked in, but I would say it took off this corner right here. Those wires were all greasy, but it took it right down to the old rust and whatever happens to be on this frame. If you can see down in here at the bottom of that motor block there where the paint quits, that was all covered with grease, and it took it off completely. That aluminum cover there was just black. Took it off. Took it right down to the rust. I mean, it took the grease off really well. I didn't really spray a lot here on the other parts. The hoses took all the grease off there. It might look a little wet right now. Might look like grease, but it's not. It's just water. And but I can see the rust in the metal. I would say that in that oil filter, cleaned it up like you rubbed it with a rag, and I didn't. There's some down in this area right there on the pan where the pan bolt was leaking. I didn't really spray that too much. I put a little on it, but it looks like it took most of that off. And this was really heavy grease. I didn't really mess with the top of the engine or anything. And what it made a believer out of me is that block down there in the bottom that was covered with oil and grease, and it took it right down to rusty metal just by spraying it on and then hosing it off. You know, I think probably, you know, another coat of this stuff on some of the heavy grease, and if you worked it around with a wire brush or something, it'd probably take 100% of it off. I didn't do anything. I just sprayed it on and hosed it off. Let it set about 15-20 minutes. This aluminum air cleaner turned out really good. Anyway, that's my grease test. Took it right down to the rusty metal. So I'm not complaining about that at all. Probably better if I let it dry. You can see it, but I got a couple rusty or greasy transmission pans and a lot of leaks there on that AMX. The transmission leaked for years, so I'm not gonna really waste a lot more time on this. And I sprayed it down in there. That was really covered with oil, and it looks like it got all of it right down to the rust. There's some left on it, but that was just one application. So like I said, I don't know what this stuff costs, but probably between $8 and $20. I wish I would have got it before I painted this motor. I would have cleaned that motor up a lot better than it is. But I just used paint thinner and air. Anyway, it looked like it did a really good job here. So I got some more pretty greasy jobs. I'll give it a test. But so far, everything I've used it on, I give it an A. Well, the nice folks at SuperClean decided to sponsor me. They sent me some bottles. I've tested it on quite a bit of stuff, and here's this old valve cover. You can see what come out of it. I wouldn't even dream of using a cleaner on this stuff, but they wanted to test, so I'll give them a test. This is just after scraping. Ordinarily this would be done in a parts cleaner, so I'm just gonna put a generous application of their foam in here. Like I said, I wouldn't even dream of using something in a spray can for this. But we'll see what happens. I'll just put it on there and let it soak a little while I'm finishing up these valve seals, and let it soak a while and hit it with a brush, see what kind of results we get. Now here's about 10-15 minutes. Time enough to eat a sandwich. Looks like it's loosening it up some. Well, I really can't tell. Looks like where it's setting down in the bottom, it's cleaning it real well. I'm gonna Just spray this once more. It's dissolving the grease. Like I said, I would never dream of trying to use a spray cleaner, but it does seem to be doing something. So this stuff's $4 or $5 a can, and I don't know what it is actually, but so far it's worked super good on the frame, just covered with thick grease. This is a little different, you know. This is baked on 50-year-old motor grease, so I'm sure it'll help some. We'll let her soak a little more. I'll do another valve, and then I'll try to hose this out with some water and see what it looks like. Didn't do anything particularly magic. Did clean it up pretty good. And I would just water in a parts brush. So I'm going to try it once more. Just to see if it'll clean it up a little better. It's plenty good enough for what I want. I just wanted to actually scraping it and blowing it with air would have been good, but we're just doing a test of this stuff here. We'll see. That's really not, you know, a very good test or a fair test of that shit, but it's definitely a tough job. Impressed with this, the foamy stuff. I cleaned it up a little, not a hell of a lot. Gas would have done much better, but apparently you can mix this in different strengths. 1-to-1 is supposed to be super strong, and I have a feeling that the spray can there is like 25% or something, and this liquid spray, I'm pretty sure that's full strength. And because I could see, even after I already, you can see right there how the grease is running down. This is after I already cleaned it with the foam. So I just sprayed this again with this spray. I guess this is full strength, I don't know, but it seems to be working a lot better, and it'd probably work a lot better on the inside than that foam, but I'm not going to waste the stuff on the inside of that valve cover. And this will clean up the outside. I'll be happy with that.